just two normal guys that started talking movies on YouTube and failed a bunch of times, and then at some point in time, something clicked, and both of us have turned it into a career. I put up my first movie webpage back in 1998.
Yeah, that's insane. 1998. I was 3 years old, Sean, when you were starting out. That is crazy. I just want to say thank you for inviting me here, Sean, and it is possible.
Once again, thank you so much for showing up today. There's another panel going on right now with Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman since I was in the 5th grade, and he's still voicing Batman. And you guys chose to be here and listen to us talk rather than that amazing voice of Batman. And I'm very appreciative of that. And hopefully we can say a few things that are helpful for you. If you don't know, my name is Sean Chandler. I have a YouTube channel called Sean Chandler Talks About. This is
3C Films. I also have a YouTube channel where I talk all movies.
And essentially, we're just two normal guys that started talking movies on YouTube about 5 years ago as a hobby and failed a bunch of times. And then at some point in time, something clicked and it took off, and both of us have turned it into a career. In the case for me, I put up my first movie webpage back in 1998. It was a Jackie Chan fan page that you could like click on parts of his body to see in which movie he injured that body part. It was kind of clever, kind of creepy at the exact same time. But this is the 90s, so it even had the counter in the bottom right corner so you could see exactly how many people had viewed it. And it just almost made it to 1,000 and the whole time I ran it. And that was 990 times of me and 10 times of my mother refreshing the webpage. I mean, it went nowhere and then I stopped doing it. And throughout the years, I had blogs. I started on YouTube back actually in 2013, and I didn't stick with it. And I started back up again 6 months later, and I didn't stick with it. And then in summer of 2016, that new Ghostbusters movie came out that the entire internet only had rabid opinions on. Like, if you don't like this movie, it's because you're a sexist. If you like this movie, it's because you're a moron. Everyone kind of had these extreme opinions about it. And so I thought, I was like, that was fine. And just on a whim, decided to post a review on this dormant channel. Little did I know it was going to change the trajectory of my life and lead to a new career. And it didn't happen immediately. It's not like that review took off or any of the other videos I posted in the next 6 months took off. But eventually, about 9 months in, I started to piece a few things together and learn just a little bit. And eventually, it started to grow. And there were principles that are applicable to other people. And along those same lines, Chris, if you want to share your story real quick.
Yeah, that's insane. 1998. I was 3 years old, Sean, when you were starting out. That is crazy. No different than Sean. I didn't have any fabulous background or anything. My father and I immigrated into this country from Mexico, and the first job my dad could get was Blockbuster. And if anybody remembers the days of Blockbuster, that was a heavenly time to be. So my father was coming home every day with VHS tapes, because that's what they had at the time. And he was just introducing me to movie after movie, Indiana Jones, Rocky, and Back to the Future, my favorite movie. And that passion grew, when I was a kid. And I went through the phases of like, all right, I'm going to get into Hollywood. I'm going to be that guy. I don't care if I'm from Texas right now. I'm going to make my way to California. I'm going to be like Jim Carrey. I want to be funny. I want to be the guy who makes everyone laugh. You realize you can't be Jim Carrey. No one is Jim Carrey. So then you're like, okay, I'll be the guy who writes the movies. I can write that and I'll make someone else the Jim Carrey. I was failing a lot of my English classes growing up, so I wasn't really going to be able to write the movies. I went to director. Basically went all the way down the list till it became, I'll just film myself talking about movies. And it happened. I was able to make a career out of it. I am happy to meet people like Sean right here and so many other wonderful people. So I just want to say thank you for inviting me here, Sean, and it is possible.